Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Quant, aka Q&T. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. Obviously, yeah, the market is doing some crazy moves right now, and Quant is not caring at all. So at the time that I am recording this, it is roughly almost 2 a.m. I know that you guys are probably going to scold me for, uploading this later than what time it is probably now when you are watching this. But I want you guys to understand that I have to schedule some of these videos for later, just because I do work around the clock with a design agency. So I do apologize if I can't deliver things right on time. But in regards to the overall moves on Quant, it has been something pretty significant. Last 3 months, we have been adding number after number to the total addresses on Quant. It's been something special to watch for. We are nearing the $1 billion market cap mark. While, like I said, the market is kind of just having a little bit of a rough time. Now, I'm not getting bullish on anything. So if you guys did watch my, XRP video from earlier today, you'd understand exactly why I'm not getting bullish on anything just yet. I do believe that we could see a little bit more downside in this market. I think that everybody is basically, waiting for that. A few people are waiting for some numbers that just won't come. And to me, do I think that Q&T could still revisit the $40 to $50 range, or even the $40 to $30 range? Yes, I do believe that it is possible, but it would be over a 50 to 60% drop from now. So it's hard to say exactly where we could go down. I know on the 24-hour span right now, Quant is the number one mover. I think on the 7-day span, so we are actually the number one mover on the 24-hour span and the 7-day span. It is truly something remarkable. But I will say this. I am not, dead set on waiting for $30 to $40. I just have some heavy buys there. But I have been averaging into Quant, and I do hold a significant amount. But let's talk about why. So first off, a lot of people will say a $10,000 Q&T is absolutely impossible. It's funny, right? And shout out to Lambos or oh my, wow, Lambos or food stamps, incredible name. But no, but in all seriousness, when we look at a $10,000 Q&T, it is a $130 billion market cap. And we are seeing XRP market cap reach an all-time high of 170 billion on speculation alone. I do think that the all-time high on Q&T for the market cap was around 140 billion. I think that is slightly off just because of the circulating supply at the time that it did hit $3.84. But yeah, I mean when we look at Q&T, do I think that it is a superior asset than XRP? I just think that XRP compared to Q&T, I think that Q&T has a lot more necessity, if you will, around this market. I do believe that XRP is going to play a pivotal role. I just think that when we look at Q&T compared to anything else in this market, it is something pretty special. Now, let's actually talk about why $10,000 per Q&T is actually possible, which I've discussed multiple times. Over here, we do see this BIS report. Now, I've always talked to you guys about the Bank of International Settlements, as they have discussed many things around interoperability. But today, when I seen this, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty special. So we do see here the BIS CPMI, BIS Innovation Hub, IMF, and also the World Bank report assesses different options for cross-border CBDC access and interoperability, concluding there is no one-size-fits-all solution. You guys remember when I kept telling you guys that when we look at DLTs and when we look at even interoperability, no matter what the case may be, I would say in terms of interoperability, there could be a one size fits all. I think that they're a little bit, I think that they're more so looking at the idea of around DLTs. There's not a one size fits all for a DLT solution around CBDC issuance, which I do think that is pretty logical. In regards to interoperability, I do think that what Quant has built is a perfect one-size-fits-all for central banks. And I will be the first one to admit that. But of course, that is not me being biased or anything like that. I think that when we look at interoperability, Quant is the only one really kind of solving the legacy to digital system interoperability layer. But will there be other players around that sector? Sure, there will be. Are they going to be a contender compared to Quant? I don't believe so. But I will love to be proven wrong. And yeah, so when we really kind of look at this, I think that we are seeing a confirmation that we are headed to a CBDC driven, system, and interoperability is 100% needed. But even in the document here, they really kind of go a little bit more in depth. They're talking more so about like cross-border payments and CBDCs, just really kind of trying to harness the potential of CBDCs to enhance a lot of these markets. And I really do think that the design around this new system is going to be centered around digital assets and interoperability itself. Whether or not, hey, if we really look at Quant, is it going to be like, the one size fits all forever? Probably not. And, if we are really kind of looking at like Quant being the number one player around like, interoperability right now, that's great to really kind of assume that it's going to be the only player. But again, like, I don't want to say for certain, like, hey, Quant is the only one because that is just speculation. I think that we are going to be seeing a lot of like interoperability solutions, but until I do see one that is actually competing with Quant in terms of the technology stack, I'm still dead set on Quant being the chosen one. And we do see over here, Gilbert Verdian, CEO of Quant on XRP. We do see here, thank you, SEQ, for the great insight and detail. We are agnostic and interoperating with different blockchains, including Ripple XRP Ledger. Similarly, by connecting to Overledger, we help provide market access, more users and clients from enterprise permission blockchains and public permissionless, blockchains to the Ripple network and vice versa. Some use cases by using Overledger, internal Corda, Overledger, Ripple XRP Ledger, Hyperledger Network, to Overledger, Hyperledger Network 2, Overledger, Ripple XRP Ledger, and then we do see Ripple XRP, Overledger JPM Coin, Libra, Overledger, Ripple XRP Ledger, and then we do see Binance Chain, Overledger, Ripple XRP Ledger. I also see a use case with our universal utility token approach where we can move digital assets across networks powered by, QNT and then do settlement with XRP, a central bank digital currency or USC. And we do see over here we help provide access users and clients from enterprise permission blockchains. His first two examples are then Corda and Hyperledger. This is the primary blockchain technologies utilized in consultancy engagements 2020. Corda, Hyperledger Fabric, for an example. Then we do see like Ethereum, etc. But what I really want to focus on here is the fact that, listen, I've always said that QNT and XRP are not in competition. I think that is like the biggest issue here that a lot of people are really kind of assuming like, oh, if I hold XRP, why would I even hold QNT? And they bring up like interledger protocol and stuff like that, and I think that is a terrible argument. But we actually do see here, the overall use case around this would be, a network powered by QNT or Overledger, with XRP being the settlement token for like cross-border payments or like even, again, you do see like a CBDC or even USC for, a settlement. So again, that's what we actually are paying attention to. Like in regards to like the use cases around like these other digital tokens with Quant, they will actually complement each other to be adopted massively. And talking about things around Quant, like the number one thing that always stands out to me about assets that I'm investing into is, are they compliant? And on Quant Network's website, we actually do see here compliance. Blockchain can make the analysis of transaction patterns easier for tax authorities, regulatory bodies, and other responsible institutions. It can be used to simplify self-declarations, enforcement, or anti-money laundering operations. And the funny thing about this is, like we do see here, bringing complete transparency to transaction histories. Blockchain is revolutionizing the financial world, speeding up systems, enhancing security, eliminating middlemen, and empowering people. At the same time, its very nature, distributed and anonymous, can make it a breeding ground for criminality and fraud. Authorities and also other regulatory bodies need the tools to track transactions and identify those who operate outside the law. And the challenge down here you see, and they do have the solution in regards to like just DLTs around like again compliancy and regulatory boundaries. And we do see we offer tools to help tax authorities, regulatory bodies, and other agencies understand and analyze multi DLT transaction patterns quickly and easily. They bring complete transparency to transaction histories across all in-scope DLTs, typically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, but many others are supported and can be easily integrated into existing workflows. We facilitate investigations into fraud, money laundering, proceeds of crime, and tax evasion. So when we really kind of look at things that are happening around like Quant, they're basically helping provide regulatory compliance to crypto as well. So like again, going back to like the price targets of QNT, the reason why I could see QNT actually being a flipper of Bitcoin, a lot of people say like, will Quant flip Bitcoin? I do believe that it will, and the reason why is because like when we look at Quant, it is fully compliant. It's fully trying to bring regulations to this space in a very complementary, way, which I actually look forward to seeing that. But also, when we talk about like the markets that Quant is actually going after, like it's going after any market that has an intermediary. like in insurance, for an example, right? They're saying like by removing intermediaries, blockchain could completely transform the insurance industry with a wide range of use cases, from the optimization of existing processes, to the introduction of new business models. And the interesting thing about this, right, is that like all of these industries will be like fully disrupted. Like it's not just going to be insurance. It's not going to just be payments or central bank digital currencies. Like you could see some of the other markets here, like capital markets and stuff like that. The scope that Quant will essentially target is fairly large. But it's not even Quant, right? Because it's all of these other tokens as well. Like we look at other compliant tokens like HBAR, XRP, XLM, XDC, like these are assets that are going after trillion-dollar, use case markets in regards to like the use cases that they are building for these industries. And it's something truly special because, again, going back to the initial image with like XRP and Quant, they're complementing each other. Quant is going to allow, for this data, for, all of these markets to actually be, I would say disrupted by these digital assets by allowing, the connections between the legacy platforms and of course digital platforms. You don't get you don't get mass adoption and mass disruption from like crypto without having one, a compliant regulated sort of space. And I don't want to say like fully regulated, because of course we always know like over regulations will kill crypto. But I think that like what they're trying to focus on in terms of like compliancy around like regulations is actually pretty smart, and I think that it's very good for this space as well, because again it opens the doors for a ton of money to flow in and adopt these very large use cases that we talk about on a day-to-day basis. So I actually look forward to this, and of course like Quant is at the forefront of this. And also, last but not least, we do see here, founded in 2018, in just 4 years, Quant Network achieved insanely much, very impressive. Quant is just getting started. We're just, at the beginning. Gilbert Verdi in June of 2021. And shout out to Son and L11 here, but we do see here, we work with financial institutions, governments, multinational companies, and the partners and fintech developers who support them to develop, or to deliver, enterprise-grade technology built with security and compliance front of mind. Founded in 2018, Quant is UK-based with a US presence. We spearheaded the blockchain ISO standard TC307, adopted by 57 countries and organizations worldwide, and solved interoperability with the creation of the world's first blockchain-agnostic API gateway. Overledger, our high-integrity leadership team, has deep experience in government, financial services, technology, healthcare, and management consultant. And it's something special, right? Because I always share with you guys the timeline on some of these tokens and where they are now compared to like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Quant has, I would say achieved just as much, if not more, than a large portion of this market. The only one that is really kind of achieving as much as this is like probably something like Ripple, right? Because Ripple, has been absolutely killing the game in terms of adoption, growth, and even expansion. So, to me, Quant is definitely up there. Like I've always said, like Quant is absolutely killing it as a team. And in 4 years, it really kind of shows just from like the connections that they have built, the use cases that they have built, the partnerships and stuff. So very happy for the future. I mean, just imagine in another 4 years, right? Just imagine by 2026 where Quant is actually going to be. It's something special. I'm very excited for it, and I'm going to be here for it, and I'm going to be reporting on it again back in 2026. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all, beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.